This is the U.S. Geological Survey has about 15 real-time nitrate sampling stations across Iowa, and one of those happens to be on the Boone River south of me about 25 miles. And this was in 2013. This followed a drought year, and everybody predicted that, soil scientists predicted that the nitrate levels are going to go up because it was not utilized by the corn crop because of the drought. One reason. But as you can see in March, not much going on. The ice starts to melt, levels start going up. Now this is in nitrates, this is in tons per day. Okay. You know, we talk about milligrams per liter. That's like in a can of pop, there's what, 30 grams of milligrams of caffeine. You think, well, how can that add up to tons? But at these stations, they measure the height of the water, the temperature of the water, and the flow. So they're calculating flow in cubic feet per second, and they put in the nitrate level and they calculate that out. But at its peak, it was over 500 ton per day. The day before it was 490, and the day after it was 490, but it peaked out about right there, and it dropped down into July. Rainfall diminished, and obviously it flushed a lot of it. This is a 30-year rainfall average, this dark line, and this was in 2014. You can see where the wet periods came in. This is above normal rain, right, anything above that line. So from mid-June all the way through the end of August and even into September, you know, we had above average rainfall. And this next one is the nitrate. The brown area, gray area is the nitrate levels. This is the stream rainfall amounts, and this is the nitrate levels. And this is over 5 million pounds at the end of August. I've got another chart which I didn't include. It's up to about 8 million pounds by the end of November. The nitrate levels actually peaked in 2014 at the end of the year, which is very uncommon. The peak usually comes in the summertime, but last year, you know, just a few months ago or a month ago, it actually peaked right at the end of the year. And that kind of leads into the Des Moines Water Works. You know, they're following this just as close as anybody, and they were taking samples from these 3 counties all summer long. But and all you have to do is stand on a bridge and throw a little collection bottle over, and they take those samples to the lab and they can test them. But so they were tracking that all summer long. But and that's what really tipped them over the edge, I think, when they had to run their nitrate removal system in the wintertime. But
what are they doing with the nitrates they take out?
It goes back in the river.
Yeah.
Well, and that's all EPA allows them to do, because that's the reasoning is there. It was there to begin with. Now they're not. There's a lot of water flowing past the Des Moines Water Works in the river, and they're just taking a small amount of that out. But yeah, you think they're going all that trouble to take it out. Why can't they do something with it? But it's kind of a slurry. I think they may even use a salt or something in the process. It would be nice if it could be utilized like, you know, sometimes slurry lime is used from water treatments, you know, and they use it to soften water in some cities and stuff. But anyway, yeah, it goes back. So, and this is I don't put the chart up there because it's too hard to read, but these 9 watersheds, whoops, I backed up there. Those USGS real-time nitrate sampling stations are on these different watersheds. And I mentioned how much was going by this one. Well, they told, I've got a spreadsheet, but it was 1,671 tons a day from April 1st to July 3rd. Now that's, you think, well, that's, you know, at 50 cents a pound, that dollar's up pretty fast too. It was 157,000 tons in that 93 days. And in 2013, at 50 cents a pound, that's $157 million. So when you talk economics, you know, we lose something, we don't necessarily, you know, something we don't see. Now in my watershed, that I'm in, this one here, as part of that. But that calculated about 37 pounds of nitrogen per watershed acre. So when you think in terms of using cover crops, can I keep some of that nitrogen back on the farm? Cover crops, cereal rye in particular, as a scavenger, nitrogen scavenger, is a good one to help do that. In terms of water quality, living by a lake, people that boat on that lake, swim in that lake, fish in that lake, water quality is very important. This next slide is anhydrous plant. It's about 30 miles from me. I went on the internet and found their production. It was in 2008, I think, and they've revamped it and updated it. But it produced 1,200 tons of anhydrous a day, which calculates out in terms of nitrogen. 82% of that is about 902 tons. But those 9 watersheds were losing 1,670 tons. And there's no correlation between that plant and the loss, other than that plant, if it was producing, couldn't keep up with what was being lost. I guess that's my point there. But